Hey yo, what's up? You know what it is. It's the one and the only, the triple, the G.O.D. I'd like to welcome you guys back to another installment of Triple the Gas Speaks on Yo. RWBY Volume 5, Chapter 2, Dread in the Air. And Dread in the Air has a whole bunch of meanings this episode. Want to know what I mean? Well, let's start from the beginning and work our way through because the boy Leo hemmed up. Like, you should have known when you get in league with the bad guys. Ain't no escape, player. I'm like, you going right in there straight to Salem. Excuse me, Miss Salem, ma'am. The homie Crow, he came through and he told us where Spring Maiden is. She over there with his sister. And I'm sorry, but we got. What you say, boy? What you say to me? I remember when I met you, boy. Like, I thought you was the real gangster, but you ain't nothing compared to me. Now, if you get in my way again, boy, I'm gonna put that work in. Yes, Miss Salem, man, please don't hurt me. Please, baby, please. There's a lesson, even in that dumbness I just randomly spotted out of this. Respect don't matter, whether people don't like you don't matter. And in instances like this, fear is control. But here's the legitimate question, though. What is it that Salem has on Leo that has him walking around acting like this? Like, you really have to sit up here and legitimately wonder that someone of this high importance being dragged in under someone like Salem's spell, and I use spell, loosely here, but you really have to wonder, like, what's really going on with that? And it's like, here's hoping that the rest of this volume gives us what we need, because I want to know. Because, see, I thought it was simply that, Leo was working for the bad guys this whole time, and it ain't no. Salem caught him in a bad spot, and ever since then, he been under her spell, dog, and ain't nothing good comes from that. In other news from Salem land, Cinder talks now? So I don't know if Jessica Negri was just unavailable last volume to do her voice because she was too busy, doing what Jessica Negri does, or was it really the fact that Cinder just really needed time to recover and they needed a story reason just to keep her silent, to just make that real? Who knows? That ain't none of my business. Oh, and Arthur gotta go make a tail for Tail Man. You know what I'm saying? What did I call him last season? The fake scorpion or something like that? I don't know, but he gotta go make a tail. So yeah, there's dread in the air, right? Cause Salem following Leo like a dark cloud rolling over somebody's head. Like, I know there's a cartoon where the character's whole character is he or she walks around with a dark cloud over their head and they constantly shock them with thunderbolts. I can't even think of the cartoon right now to save my life, but I know it's a thing. So get on the comments, remind me what the thing is. Help me do something. I'm not going to Google it like I normally would. No, I'm going to ask y'all for help with the change. I'm feeling lazy. Oh, in other news, if you want to talk about dread in the air, Weiss in the air, in that airship we calling it, full of dust, having some issues with some giant bees or whatever they called. I don't know. You trying to ask me what it is or what it's about? It was big giant things, trying to do big giant bee things or whatever. And Weiss clowned. I'm like, strangely enough, it kind of brought me to question, you know what I'm saying, if and or when, like, what kind of stuff Weiss would have in cross-tag battle, because all we've seen is her ice work. That is all we've seen. Is her ice work. We haven't seen any of using fire, dust, and things like that. And she sit up here loading them like shotgun shells, which I also thought was a cool touch. But that whole fight was off the chain because it's like, it's different. Because we talked about this last week a little bit about how you can't save everybody. You'll do what you have to do to save yourself. That include opening the thing, blowing up bees, shooting rocks on them, whatever it is you got to do to survive. Oh, dude wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, open the door and let Weiss help those people who needed it. Oh, but when your life in danger, do whatever you want, shawty. Dance around in that dress, make circles appear, do stuff. But that's the game and exactly what it is. This is just another example of what this episode is all about. Self-preservation. Is that it's important for Weiss to get to where she's going. So the pilot gonna do what he got to do to keep that bread coming so he can get home to his wife. But given how the episode ended, he won't be getting home to his wife. But we'll talk about who's getting home to who later. More self-preservation. Our boy Adam sitting up here making big boy moves. He sitting up here, he getting dragged. It's like, and what was weird was, it was weird seeing Adam take a knee to somebody that wasn't Cinder. Now I meant Salem, I'm sorry. I'm like, white people in RWBY, you know, they all just say, ooh, racism. Anyway, I'm just like, look, it was weird to see Adam straight take a knee to whoever it was he took a knee, and we're introduced to Sienna. I'm like, and I say introduced as, I don't remember this character. If this character was like in some side RWBY thing that I didn't read or something, like, I don't know who he is. Well, here's what we know. And here's what we learned from this interaction. To quote a very famous line from a very famous movie with two of my favorite people of all time, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover, who's the man? Who's the man? Well, in this case, who's the fondest? You know what we learned at the end of that exchange? It ain't Sienna, because she's nice and dead thanks to Adam. But see, I could understand the argument from both sides. Sienna, like, we'll do what's necessary to get the job done. We'll do that. Like, the humans, they ain't nothing. We ain't caring about them. We'll do what we gotta do. But let's do no more than we have to do to make the point, to make them understand. After what Adam did at Beacon, and I kind of saw that coming, is he showed that he willing to do whatever it takes to uplift his people, including destroying other people, making Bay lose her arm. We can talk about the other things that Adam did, which are really horrible. But the point is, what you gonna do to get the job done? And Adam proved that he willing to do what it takes. He was willing to win over these fauners who are so subjugated into thinking that humans are bad people and we can't get along. That now is that you've been usurped from your own throne and you ain't even know it. But see, that happens a lot when it comes to coups. The person getting cooed on don't even know the coup coming. Because I don't want to say, well, I do. You know what? I want to say this and then I want to follow it with something. Sienna lost touch with what her people were feeling, right? It's like she questioned Adam on what it was he decided to do to get the job done. But see, here's something that I always take with me. Results are results. You can argue with how the formula breaks down, but you cannot argue with the answer to the question. Faunus, sick of being bullied by humans. Hey, let's go take a whole bunch of them down. Let's sit up here and make it hard for them to move. I did that. M to the E. My name is Adam Torres. I made that work happen. Hold L's if you don't believe, and that's where Adam's head is. Now, this is not to say that even though Adam took over the white thing, killed Sienna, did whatever he had to do, because here's the thing. I 101 agree with Hazel. Nobody had to die. In order for Adam to usurp Sienna, she didn't have to die for that. But it's like Adam been seeing red for a very long time, like an out of control bull, and he has just been barreling head first and head forward into this holy crusade, because at this point his attack on everybody who ain't down with the team is what you would define in someone's head as a holy crusade for what they believe the right thing is. But see, here's also another truth. The right thing is the right thing viewed in the eyes of the person who believes the right thing is. In other words, the right thing is variable. I see the right thing as something. you see the right thing as something. We may arrive to the same point, but again, just like I talked about that giant formula, only results matter. How I perceive something versus how you perceive something, by how he, she, it, they perceive something, all that matter in the end, like I said, are results. Yeah, like I said, Adam seeing red, and it's like, when it's true what they say, and it's really it was really present in this. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. You really think this ain't finna come back to bite him in the ass? You wrong. Whether that he sits up here and makes Fowler Salem, because it seems real easy to do that, as Leo Lionheart. Whether he sits up here and there's somebody that's gonna come get him, because trust me, this ain't gonna last long. Blake gonna end it, because that's the only way choices like this end. Because again, it is what they say. Blood begets blood. So you finna get taken. You live by what you die by. Or the reverse thereof. You die by what you live by. So, you killed the leader. You became the man. Expect that to happen to you twice fold. Expect to have no remorse. Expect to have nothing coming when it's time. Expect nothing. Expect no mercy. Expect no give. It's going down. It's like, I appreciate that Adam gets to come up like this. But knowing the way that stories work, when you get a come up like that, the way you came up, you finna have a rug pulled out from you ASAP. It's gonna happen. There's no dodging it. There's no, I'm gonna get around it. No. You gonna die by what you live by. You took a life to get to where you going. So that means you gonna lose a life, and you gonna lose yours in trade. Blake gonna end it. That's already in fate. Blake and the Belladonna squad, including Son, who won't shut up, they gonna come get it. And if it ain't them, it's gonna be somebody. Adam may possibly not make it out of this volume. You know what I'm saying? Because see, again, like I say, when you take power like that, it don't last long for you. It don't. Like we sat up here and talked about the many metaphors and meanings and things you can take away from this. Let me just remind you what it is simply. You die by what you live by. So you take a life, two gonna be taken from you. When you take power like that, it ends badly, because while people down with you today, they won't be down with you tomorrow. Because see, the same people who supposed to be loyal to seeing to turn to your side because you went and went to do some work, what's gonna happen when the next upstart finally goes in and destroys two cities and brings all the humans to their knees? What makes you think they won't betray you and betray you to sit over and side with their needs? What makes you think that's not gonna happen? That is how the circle of life works. You throw something to the universe. It's just like if you hang your head out the car and spit while it's in motion. If you spit forward, it's gonna hit you in the face. Because that's how science works. That is how the circle works. And I know I've talked about this for a couple of minutes, but stuff like this and trying to make sure that we understand the meaning of what this means for this character, it means that much to me to sit up here and take a couple of minutes to talk about it. So now that I've talked about it, let's talk about the one other thing that happened in this episode. So, the day was saved thanks to wife and her ice ninja. That's what we calling him. We call him Ice Ninja. We call him Ice Ninja. And then, but your airship crashes, and it crashes into one place where you don't need to be. With the one person you don't need to be nowhere near. Queen Raven. Now it's on. Because if we really, really quickly want to get up out of here, let's talk chess pieces right now. If we talking about multi-dimensional, multiplayer chess, Salem got a lot of pieces. She got a lot of pieces. She got a lot of offense in motion. Raven sitting up here, little pawns in the cut, but she got a big old night in the spring maiden. She got Weiss now. Blake on her way. So we got all this stuff in a second. You know what I'm saying? You know, we got Leo over there in the cut again. We're going to go back to Sailor's part of the table. And we got Leo in the cut. How long this man honesty going to hold out of, man, I got a lot of my homies. It ain't going to last long. He going to break. If what happened to him in this episode isn't the trigger that breaks him to go tell Crow what's going on, it is what it is. And it also wouldn't surprise me if this is some weird double cross. That Crow in on this. That Crow knew what he did and was just playing the part, because I believe that much in Uncle Crow being that gangster, to being that forethoughtful in a game of chess, that he has that and knows what it is. I'm surprised that it wouldn't be that, and it probably isn't, but I just want to give Uncle Crow some shine. So Uncle Crow has some shine. You know what I'm saying? Speaking of Uncle Crow over there on his board, you know what I'm saying? We got Oscar, the farmer of Niglets. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't farming in Niglets no more. He got this staff now. He finna sit up here and do Donatello stuff off Ninja Turtles, I guess. I don't know. And then we got team, what, Ranger, Junior, what they calling themselves now? I don't know. But they doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Ruby need to sit up here and get her eyes checked so she can get some superpowers so that she can really start putting in some work. And then, you know, we got Blake handling her stuff over there at Mistral, you know what I'm saying? Your former best friend is this guest cousin from Into the Gecko sitting up here like betraying you because they used to be my homie, they my homie now, and it's just like, okay. But yeah, that's what we got going on right now. That is what the world of RWBY is, and it's like, I appreciate that I said that and how close, even though our heroines are this separated, how close they really are, and that the squad is going to get back together, and this world is going to condense and collapse and explode and reset on itself. And it's going to be interesting to see. But how about we do this? We turn this into a video. I've held you enough. I talked about Adam and talking about, you know what I'm saying, how to come up is to come up. That Weiss fight was hot with the Grimbees. We'll just call them Grimbees. And Leo hemmed up because, you know, he needs to tell Crow was really good. And Salem is Salem, and Jessica Negri talked, and we're all happy. How about that? Get out of here. You know what it is. It's the one in the alley. They triple the G.O.D. No, wait. It's the triple the G.O.D. I'd like to thank all of you for joining me for another installment of Triple the Gas Speaks On. And with that being said, I'll holler at you guys next time, man. Peace out.